Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Summertime is a great time to be thinking about an air conditioner, and we are in the heat of it right now, seeing in the 90s and 100 degrees even here in the Pacific Northwest. And in today's video, we are going to introduce you to the next entrant into the high efficiency air conditioner space, and that's the Fogatti InstaCool Pro 18,000 BTU rooftop RV air conditioner. Stick around, got a good one for you today. Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? It's me, Rob the RV Guy. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to feature for you the Fogatti InstaCool Pro. This is a cool-only air conditioner unit. It's the latest release from the Fogatti Corporation. And if you're looking for an air conditioner for your RV, this might be the one for you. We're gonna see if this takes the top spot from the quietest, most efficient spot that I've presently designated for the Furrion Chill Cube. But in these battles, they're always new and up-and-comers, and I happen to like the Fogatti Corporation quite a bit. Fogatti reached out to me, sent me this air conditioner, and said, hey, would you be willing to look at this and talk about it with your viewers? And so we're going to do that today. So my son and I, Jacob, we installed this on his RV. Typical install, you know, we pulled it up onto the roof, typical size. This is not a low profile unit. This unit does have a high profile, about 14.5 inches off the roof, like most of them that are your standard units. Once we had everything put together on the roof and all put in place, we went inside and we installed the plenum. Plenum's, again, typical. This one sits away from the roof about an inch, maybe an inch and a half. Now, there's a reason for that, and I'll get into that in a few minutes. I'll explain to you why that's that way. So the air distribution box is a made, Fogatti says out of the factory, from the factory, says that the air distribution box is made. The way this is engineered, you do not have to buy a ducted or a non-ducted version of this air conditioner. This air conditioner can be installed in both the ducted and the non-ducted environments. And that's partially why it sits away from the roof a little bit. There has to be room for the engineering of it that would allow it to either come out the bottom or the sides, or the ducting, the way that they've engineered this. I'm assuming that that's why it's like that. So it does stick out a little bit. This is what's called a smart AC, and this is something that they're doing at Fogatti as far as disrupting the market. This air conditioner will talk to the internet. This air conditioner is a smart AC, so it does have Wi-Fi compatibility, and using their app, you can actually control this thing remotely. Now, because of this, this air conditioner, it actually needs a 12-volt connection up there. And this was a little bit odd when we were installing it. I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't come on, because normally when we install an air conditioner, we put it up and the typical 120 connection goes to the proprietary 12-volt system in the air conditioner, like all of them that I've installed. And that 12-volt runs the air conditioner. Well, this particular unit does require a separate 12-volt connection. So when I install these, or if you choose to install it, you are going to need a separate 12-volt connection. Now, what I've done is this 12-volt step down is what I've started installing these with. This is a little box that connects to your 120, and then that converts it down to the 12-volt needed and gives you a 12-volt connection that you can hook the Fogatti 12-volt to run the unit. And it's a pretty easy install. It does require some wiring configuration up there, so you'll want to keep that in mind if you're going to install one of these. There's going to be a link in the description below at the time of this video for that particular device. Sometimes these things come and go on the market, but the one in the video description is the one that I purchased and found it to be quite helpful. So part of the reason that you need that 12-volt connection up there is to fire the furnace and run the furnace through the app system that they have, through the smart side of this system. One of the things that I was thrilled about with this air conditioner unit is that comes with furnace leads. And because you can control the furnace from the Fogatti app that you will eventually install to run this air conditioner remotely, because you can control the furnace, and you can control the furnace from the remote control on the Fogatti itself, the remote control that controls this air conditioning unit. This is not a heat pump version, by the way. This is for the furnace itself. The They include 2 blue furnace wires, and that's great because oftentimes we will install these into units where a furnace wire is already up in the ceiling, but if it's a unit like, say, a Furrion Chill Cube or a Rec Pro, there's no furnace lead, so we have to run a separate thermostat to control the furnace. Now, with this Fogatti, as I understand the way this is wired, you can actually begin controlling your furnace, whether you're using the app or the remote, as long as you have furnace wires that are run up into that ceiling on, say, a Coleman whole house system. You can actually fire your furnace with this unit. This is a really ingenious thing. I'm really glad that they're doing it because running furnace leads on aftermarket air conditioning installs has been a real pain for us in the field. And this is a great step in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. So speaking of the app, one of the things that you're going to be doing is you're going to be downloading and installing the Fogatti app. You'll download the app, you'll install the app on your phone, and you'll open the app up. And then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be installing the air conditioning unit into the app. You're going to link it via Bluetooth, and you're going to install it into the app, and then you're going to connect it to your Wi-Fi. Once you're connected to your Wi-Fi, you can see your unit. You're going to do some updates. The app's going to update. The firmware on the air conditioner itself might update, but you're going to do some updates, and then you're going to be able to control your unit. You're going to be able to set the temperature. You're going to be able to turn it on, turn it off, turn the fan on, turn the fan off. You can do this from within the coach, or if you want, if you're 100 miles away, you can turn your air conditioning on. This is a really handy feature if you have pets, because if you leave your pets home and you forget to turn your air conditioner on and you don't have a thermostat that's connected to the internet presently, you'll be able to look into your app and you'll be able to actually see the temperature in your coach based on the Fogatti app, provided it's connected to the internet, and you'll be able to turn it on if you need to and run it in any way that you want. Furnace, dry mode, air conditioner, fan, whatever. You can do it right from the app. I think this is a really neat feature. I like that a lot. I found it to be very easy, user-friendly, and really easy to use. I should also mention, one of the things that they've done is they've incorporated the fact that this app will allow you to work this with both the Google Assistant and the Amazon Alexa controls, like your whole house controls. You'll be able to talk to the internet apparently and turn this thing on, turn it off, set the temperature, all of that stuff using just your voice with the voice commands with Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. So if that's something, you might like that feature about it. Let me talk a little bit about the shroud again. One of the things that I like about this shroud is similar to, say, the Rec Pro by Houghton. This shroud has vents on both ends. It allows you to shoot air out both directions. One of the things that I think is a downside of the Furrion Chill Cube that I have in the Bigfoot is the air pretty much is just one way. It doesn't go out both directions. It shoots out the front fin. Now the front fin can go all the way down, and we found that it's most efficient for cooling the whole coach if the fin's all the way down. Our fin swings, automatically if we want it to, but it does push most of the air up toward the front of the coach, whereas with this one, you open up both of those fins and it shoots out both ends. And I think that that's really nice to have, because it more evenly, in my view, distributes the air, and the return is right in the center. So it's shooting it out and it's bringing up the return in the center. And I think that that's good. I think that's more efficient from an airflow standpoint. I also believe that this is one of the reasons that this unit sounded so much quieter to me. With the Furrion Chill Cube, it comes out one spot, and on turbo, you can really hear it. On the Fogatti InstaCool Pro, it does come out both ends, and that does quiet it down. If you close one fin, it's obviously significantly noisier, but it does quiet it down some coming out both ends. Has an LED light in it. I'm not sure that that's real useful. It does have 3 colors, so you can do like daylight, warm, and white light. So that's nice, but I don't know that I'd use that much. I think that's a nice feature, but I don't know that that's something that we would use. So finally, let's talk numbers. I've installed a couple of these now, and so I have some experience with them. Now, this is not an inverter style air conditioner. The reason I pulled down the original video is I thought that it was, and as it turns out, after doing a couple of installs, I realized quite quickly it's not. So that was an assumption on my part when Fogatti reached out to me. My mistake. This is a standard traditional compressor unit. It is, however, very, very efficient. Now on this InstaCool Pro, after we installed it, we were at about 85 degrees, 86 degrees outside. And so we climbed up on the roof and we used the multimeter to pull the current off of this to see what we would be getting when it's hot after it had been running a little bit. And after it started up, we were seeing anywhere between about 5.5 to 5.9 amps as we were running it. 5.5 to 5.9 amps as we were running it. And that translates into the 600 to 700 watt range. And that was on high cool on turbo. Now it did have an amp spike. So because this is not an inverter style air conditioner, it does have an amp spike. It's not as high and as significant as some of the other units that I've installed, in particular, the older units like the Coleman Machs or the Dometic Penguins. The spike doesn't go, really high, but there's a spike. I don't know yet if you can install a soft start on these. I'm assuming that you can, but that might be something if you want to use this off grid. It is going to start up and it's going to spike a little bit, but let me talk to you a little bit about that. So I installed the InstaCool Pro Max. The Max is the version of this air conditioner that came out previously that has a heat pump on it. Now, when I installed that particular unit, the InstaCool Pro Max, which we're not reviewing that here, but it's relevant to this conversation, when I was using that one, I was seeing, for whatever reason, I was seeing an amp draw on that compressor of about 7.5 to 7.9, almost the identical conditions. Now, I think the InstaCool Pro, if I understand it correctly, came out after the InstaCool Pro Max, which is the heat pump version. But I was seeing those amp draws more in the 900 to 1,000 watt range on that particular coach that I was installing that one. So I'm not sure why there's a disparity there, but you should know that. I will tell you though, I was running that one, the InstaCool Pro Max, on a Victron inverter 3000 VA, totally independent on the inverter. The inverter had no problem starting it up. So, there's that. As far as the noise goes of this unit, I used a phone sound decibel meter, not the greatest, but it will work for our purposes here. And when we were on turbo, the highest setting, we would see a decibel rating on the phone up about 5 feet from the air conditioning unit of anywhere between about 55 and 59 dB. That's on turbo. Not bad. And then on the low version, when the air was going out both ends of the unit, we would see a dB rating of around 45 to 49 is what we would see. And I mean, it's quiet. When it's on low, it's almost imperceptible. It's so quiet when it's on. So I think from a quiet standpoint, this unit is the quietest of any of them that I have installed, most certainly. One of the things I like about this product, it does come with a 24-month warranty, similar to their other products. I find them to be a joy to do business with, and I really think that their product line is really a step above everybody else, and that's why we're leaning more toward installing their water heaters and their air conditioners, and soon I'm going to be doing their furnaces as well. So I think it's good. So what's my final assessment on this? Does this take the top spot with regard to efficiency, cooling capacity, air circulation, air movement? And I'm going to tell you, I think it's a good runner-up, but I think that the Chill Cube is still going to stay on the top as far as I'm concerned right now for a couple reasons. One, this is not an inverter-style air conditioner, so it does have a higher amp draw. And it is going to run more like a traditional unit. It is, however, I will stress here, it is the most efficient traditional air conditioner on a compressor style like what this one is, the traditional compressor style. It's the most efficient one that I've seen or even installed and experienced on the marketplace. So in that regard, I don't think you can go wrong. I think that this beats the others in the market with regard to their warranty. And I also think that this smart option where you can pair it to a furnace and you can actually connect it to your existing furnace and run your existing furnace off of their controls, that's superior. That is really giving them a leg up on everybody. But as far as the actual cooling capacity at 18,000 BTU and its efficiency as it relates to its startup and amp draw, it's going to have to take a second place as it relates to that. However, I did do some mathematical computations, and I will say that once the coach is cool, in particular overnight, the draw off of a battery system, mathematically speaking, and I won't get into those numbers now, but the draw off the mathematical system compared with this one as a traditional compressor coming on only as needed for cooling, and an inverter style air conditioner like the Furrion Chill Cube where the compressor stays running all the time. All the time. The draw off of your battery overnight, based on my mathematical computations, is almost identical. It's going to be imperceptible, the difference. So this one is going to last as long overnight. It's going to last as long during the day. It's just the way that it's doing its job is a little bit different than an inverter style. Again, I think they're equal in that regard. So I hope you found this video helpful. You can purchase the Fogatti through the links that I've provided in the description below. You can visit their website in the links that I've provided below. And of course, if you need an RV technician, I happen to know a guy. It's me, Rob the RV Guy. You can visit us online at rvlife.com, this link right here. And if you need service, you can do rvlife.com/contact, like you see right here. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you'd like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you can know when our next video is coming out, or become part of the Rob the RV Guy family. I'd love to have you on board. And as I close out this video is going to be a video that YouTube thinks you want to see next. This playlist is all things RV modifications. And remember, if you click the circle, you're subscribed, and I want to have you on board as a subscriber. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Rob out.